Today we're taking a look at one of my all-time favorite songs by one of my all-time favorite songwriters, Jim Croce, who unfortunately, died in a plane crash very young in 1973, September 1973. He had a big hit on the radio at the time, or a whole bunch. I Got a Name, Operator, Time in a Bottle, all that kind of stuff were just all over the airwaves in the early 70s. And this tune, I'll Have to Say I Love You in a Song, is just one of, just absolutely one of his best. I want to talk a little bit about the key of A, first of all. We don't play a lot of songs in A. Well, we do, but this is one thing that A has in it is a lot of bar chords. That makes this a little bit of a difficult tune. So we're going to be playing some bars, but the main thing I want to go over first is just the chords in the key of A, and then some of the extensions that we're going to play in them to make them a little jazzier kind of sounding. And that is, so A major 7. A is of course played with 3 fingers at the 2nd fret, playing an E with your 2nd finger, an A with your index finger, and C sharp with your 3rd finger. The right hand in I'll Have to Say I Love You is kind of following, well, basically following normal finger picking position, where your thumb is going to be covering the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings, and your 3 fingers are all playing 1 string apiece. Your index finger playing the 3rd string, your middle finger playing the 2nd string, and your ring finger playing the 1st string. Now, when we get to the instrumental version, we're going to be doing a normal alternating bass type pattern like this, like we've seen in Dust in the Wind, Landslide, Brain Damage, all that, lots of tunes that just keep an alternating bass going. But and the song would sound fine with that, but we're going to do a more modified arpeggio where we're going to hit 3 bass notes per measure. So it's a steady flow of 8th notes. I'm playing an A major 7 right now, and what we're going to usually be doing is hitting on the first beat the main bass note, on the second beat, or on the and of 1, your index finger, on beat 2, the top 2 strings with your 2nd and 3rd fingers. So let's take a look at what guitar 1 has to do all the way through I'll Have to Say I Love You in a Song. In the introduction, we talked about the chords, we talked about all what you got to do there. The right hand finger picking pattern, again, is very important. It's 2 groups of 3/8 notes, where each group goes thumb, index, and then your 2nd and 3rd fingers, middle and ring together. Do that twice. Thumb, index, middle and ring, thumb, index, middle and ring, thumb, index. 8 notes played exactly equally. If I just do that on an A major 7, the way it's normally going to happen in the song, it's going to sound like this. Now my thumb's going to be alternating between the 5th string for the 1st bass note, the 4th string for the 2nd bass note, and back to the 5th string for the 3rd bass note. And again, the 1st bass note happens on 1, the 2nd bass note is on the and of 2, and the 3rd bass note is on 4. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I want to take a short look at the 2nd guitar part if you want to add this into if you want to play this along with somebody, or if you just want to play along with my playthrough there or something like that. And talk just a little bit about how you end up doing something like this. This song is in the key of A in standard tuning. So when we put a capo at the 7th fret, we need to play in the key, in a different key. I'm going to be thinking in a different key that is the same as the key of A. So I need to be, that when I move it up to the 7th fret, becomes A. So if you think about something, if I was, let's say, playing a C. Well, at the top of this lesson, I played through the song, both guitar parts, and then played a little instrumental version of it where I was picking out the melody at the same time. That's what we're going to take a look at here, is this acoustic finger picking arrangement of I'll Have to Say I Love You in a Song. So get out the tablature that hopefully you've downloaded and should be right there in front of you. Let me just talk about it a little bit, because what we're doing here is I've switched the accompaniment pattern, the bass pattern, from this, from the 3 bass notes per measure, to a normal alternating bass, Travis style bass line, so that all the bass notes are alternating back and forth between 2 strings and they change according to what chord you're playing. So if we're playing A, it's going to be the 5th to the 4th and then the 6th to the 4th. And that pattern continues on many of the chords that have the 5th string as the root or in the bass. So that's going to happen on the C sharp minor and the B minor. Then on the E's, we're just going to play 6 and 4 alternating back and forth.